Incompetence Pod.
Welcome to the Perpetual Incompetence Podcast, a journey in competitive self-improvement.
Join us as the three of us endeavor to improve our lives by competing in a series of low-stakes challenges.
In each episode, we will counter the challenge and then define the rules and metrics for victory.
We'll have 2 weeks to do our best, and at the end, one of us will be crowned victor. Hi, I'm Mike Collins, the Satisfinder, aka Lil Seeky Boy.
Hello, I'm Dan Collins, the Wheat Treater.
And I'm Travis Brabin, the Planet Pusher, Postal Pile Driver, and bearer of the Incompetent Cup of Iridescent Splendor. We each have one idea for a challenge for us to attempt in the next 2 weeks. After we've all presented, we'll decide whose idea is the best. Who wants to go first?
I
will go first.
I will arm wrestle you. All right. I want Dan to go first.
All right.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna resurrect one that I suggested a while ago, because I think it's a good one, and I think we should do it at some point. I think I presented it really well last time, so I'll just say what it is. We should all download TikTok and see who can get the most followers.
What if we have national security concerns about that?
That is a valid point. That's why I haven't downloaded
I also
TikTok.
have the national security concerns, but the thing is, I've talked to a lot of people who are deep in social media, and the general consensus is that it's like, yeah, it's fine.
As always, the people on social media are the experts whose opinion should be noted as correct.
Yeah,
Could we?
I think it's because it's an aspect of American culture. It's a huge part of American culture and the world culture that we are just not a part of.
It's true.
And
I'm
I
also
think
not a part of Instagram or Facebook or
yeah. I mean, we could dive all in on all of them. I don't really. That's a lot of work, though.
I'd be willing to do if we genericize it and we say whoever can go the most viral or something on any platform. I really am not crazy about getting on TikTok.
Well, how about Instagram? We could do Instagram.
Sure. What about YouTube has the shorts now, so it's basically they're trying to compete with TikTok, and
yeah,
it'd be similar.
YouTube, I don't know. YouTube seems like too big. Maybe I guess they're all pretty big, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very
Maybe
big.
Instagram seems the most doable. Let's just say
I would vote
Instagram.
for that because the idea of having because if you're making I don't know, I don't want to make videos of myself doing, eating breakfast or whatever. I feel like I could do social media in bite-sized Instagram, here's a picture of a thing.
Well, actually, this reminds me of a new hobby I've just taken up, and we were discussing before we started recording today, is making AI-generated art. And for instance, I have several pictures of a sad robot eating lasagna. I could just post a bunch of that.
Yeah, I mean, don't give away all your ideas, but
that's a pretty stellar one right there.
Instagram does pictures as well as videos. I think.
Yeah, I thought Instagram was mostly pictures. Am I wrong about this? I've
don't
never
know.
been on there.
They have both.
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds great.
So that's an option.
Yeah.
Okay. Without having the TikTok requirement, I'm more open to it, I will say.
Okay.
Yep. Same. Though not excited about it, I'll be honest. So my idea for a challenge is sort of a blending of doing things that we don't necessarily like. So kind of letting discomfort be our guide while also broadening our horizons and potentially our music tastes. This was a challenge that was recommended to me by my sister. And I think for the next 2 weeks, we should not listen to any music made after 1900.
Oh.
Strictly classical music.
I mean, there's some late 1800s folk music, I suppose.
Sure.
Does it have to be recorded before then, or can it be like a modern rendition of classical or folk stuff?
I think if the original recording was before 1900, you're okay.
Well, what about like I watch a movie and the movie's got music in it?
I think that that is probably okay.
Or what about like video games?
Well, there's
How
hold on a minute here because like the ability to record music hasn't was only around for maybe like 20 years in 1900.
Yeah, I mean, no, what did I say recorded? I mean, like produced in the like, um, there's a date on like sheet music for when things come out, right?
Okay. You mean it was written when it
Yeah,
was written. Okay. So we can
I don't
listen.
know what the term was when they were dropping hot beats when Beethoven like slammed down his concertos.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I don't know what the published date. What do they call that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. I get it.
So yeah, this is a removing your ability to comfortably listen to the music that you want to, while also hopefully helping. Because I on a couple occasions have tried to, there's some classical music that I like, but there's an awful lot of it that I find very boring, or I have in the
Hmm.
past. I would like to better appreciate it, and if nothing else, it could probably help us become better musicians, learning some of the tricks of the old pros. So
I actually
I think
quite
it'd
like
be
that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say yeah. I think this would be good for us and might lead to some interesting insights about music, if nothing else.
This is actually something that I kind of want to do. Every so often I'll dip my toes into classical music, but like you said, I think a lot of it is just boring, and I think that there's some that are legitimately like, oh, that's a cool song, but it kind of drips into just really boring melodies and happenings. There's somebody out there that's gonna be very distraught that I am saying this, but I think part of it is because as we've humans have created more and more music, like the amount of music that's created right now compared to what was being created back then is uh, several degrees of magnitude bigger. So I mean, I think like people are just better at making catchy music now. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'd be down to do this. I'm into it.
Okay.
All right, what's yours, Mike?
Yeah. So we haven't done a skill development one in some time. I think the last one that we did was yodeling, right? I think so.
Could be.
Sure.
Yeah. So here's my idea. So we're all musically minded folks, and I think I like to consider myself the kind of person with a song in my heart and maybe some sort of lump or growth in my brain. One thing I really enjoy doing is whistling, right?
Yeah.
I like to whistle, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily that good at it. So, my idea would be let's try and learn how to be good whistlers, and we will just see who's the best at the end of the 2 weeks. And, we
Yeah.
can listen to different, because there's like on Spotify, you can literally look up whistling, and there's professional whistlers out there, and there's like whistling competitions. Like, so yeah.
The music of Andrew Bird. Andrew Bird is a really good whistler and puts it in some of his music, and it's amazing what some people can do whistling.
Yeah.
I'm like 100% on board with this because I would say I'm an average whistler now, and I have like it's a weird thing to be envious of, but I really wish I
Yeah.
could whistle like some of those guys can.
I don't know about this one because I'm a pretty good whistler.
Are you, Dan?
I'm
Humble
pretty good.
brag.
It's something that I kind of practice a lot. I like to practice whistling. I like to
I
whistle songs and tunes.
let me tell you a song before you obviously are about to give us a little demonstration. We'll come back. We'll come back to that.
You can't
Uh,
not back that up.
but so when I a long time ago after I graduated high school, I was working in this factory and I was running CNC machines. It's a very loud factory, like grinding metal to make plaques. is interesting. But anyway, so I was basically in my own head for the entire like shift, and I was working like 10-hour days, I think. And so I would just whistle to myself, and I would whistle loud enough that I could hear myself over the CNC machines running, and my hearing protection. And for a time, I was quite the whistler.
I
Just
think you said that you think this is not fair, but I don't think I'm great at it, but I do whistle a lot. Like I annoy my family by like playing music on my phone and whistling to the music pretty frequently. So I think that um I don't know, you probably have a better starting point, but I would like this as an improvement opportunity. I don't know that I'd necessarily win, but there's never been a better time to just up your game in the whistling
Looking for
department.
opportunities for growth. Um, I mean, I'm on board with whistling.
Yeah, so I mean it's a fun thing to do. You hear somebody strolling down the lane with a little like twittering at the birds, it's just delightful,
How would
right?
we determine who's the best? I guess it would just be the same how we did like the yodeling one.
Yeah,
I think
We like
exactly the
record
same.
ourselves
yeah, yeah,
whistling?
You could do it a cappella, or you could make a song if you wanted
yeah.
to.
Or you could do a cover of a song, there's a few of them out there
I
you
think
could
it'd be
do.
really fun.
Yeah, I
Whistling.
whistling, what's
Whistling.
whistling? You know what actually is something I've always been jealous of is the people that can do that where they stick their fingers in their mouth and then they just make an ear
Oh yeah.
piercing. I've
Yeah,
I've tried many a time and I cannot
I've
do it.
never been able to do that either.
yeah. My mom can like break the sound barrier like that. Like I can't do it. I've tried it and I just get spit on my fingers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just get slobbery. So like there's I'll say maybe like every year and a half there'll be like a week long period where like I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna figure it and like I watch a bunch of videos and what it comes down to is shove your fingers in your mouth in a way that makes a whistle, and that's as far as the instructions really get, because like nobody does it the same way. It's all about how your mouth is formed and how you hold your fingers, and it is, yeah. I wish I could do that, but I can't. So
it's a real power move. The ideal scenario for that is like when there's like a loud argument or whatever, and you can just like calm a storm with a shrill whistle.
yeah,
Life
it'll,
goals.
Yeah, I can't do
yeah.
it.
I'm
So
gonna give
maybe
you a
bonus points if you can learn to do that whistle. So the challenge is to make a whistling tune or song or cover.
not
But if you
happening.
can pull off that power whistle, then you get bonus points.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to pick one of these.
I mean
I'm
whistling. That's my
I,
vote.
I'm quite enamored with the whistling myself.
Wait,
Yeah.
what were the other ones?
Become
TikTok
viral,
viral.
or listen to classical music. I don't want. Well, the classical music I wouldn't mind doing. I really don't want to do the other
We're
one.
gonna do it eventually, but
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. I think there's value there, and I think that um I think it would honestly be a little bit fun, but I want to whistle.
All right. Should we get a baseline? Is that the one we're doing?
Well, we should say it could be quite annoying for people to just have us whistle directly into a microphone, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
well
don't,
the microphones pick up whistling.
That'd be,
that
I
sounds
mean,
pretty good.
sounds good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not bad.
All right, I guess we're doing whistling then, huh?
Yeah, we're doing it.
This is one I can't do. I can't like practice at work because I would drive
So
everyone up the wall. Well, no, they would probably love it because I'm so good at it.
so you're on an even playing field with the rest of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, I imagine somebody would probably complain if I was doing that in my cubicle. All right. Well, I'll just do the same thing that I did when we were yodeling, and just do it on my way to and from work. I do whistle quite a bit while I'm at home, so I'll just do a concerted effort. What are we gonna call it? The whistler, the whittler,
Whistling Willie.
The wild whistler.
the wild, uh, whistling walrus.
Willie
Uh,
Whistler.
is there another word for
Whoa, wait,
whistle?
okay.
The tutor.
So do we have everything figured out? We have the metric. It's just who makes the best whistling song,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or we're just coming
Yeah,
in
dude.
with recordings.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's worked in the past.
Can we have instrument accompaniment?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You can do like a full music recording as long as the whistling is the primary melodic element.
Okay, so can we jump into the honorific?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any good ones. This one we're in danger of not getting it right away and then
Well,
waste.
no, that's okay. The last couple we've got it too quickly, and I feel like we need to
Wonder
suffer
whistle.
for it. How about the tootist, the tootler,
Tootler. That's fun.
the Rudy tootler,
Rootin' tootin', whistling
whistle.
Willie.
I I've never heard anybody say like that guy's a good tootler.
You can
That's not
start
a phrase
something.
I've ever heard before.
Well, we're not necessarily in on the whistling lingo.
That's fair.
The lexicon of whistling is something I have not put a lot of study into.
Birds whistle a lot. We could be like
Yeah,
the sparrow man.
the sparrow man.
Yeah.
It's good that we're really setting a floor here, something we can build off of. Uh, this is not a pleasant thing, but the shrill shrieker, which is hard to say, and
Shrill is a fun word.
thriller, like thriller.
The shriller. Yeah, that's
The
very good.
blowing.
Yeah, blow, something with blow or wind. Yeah, I mean we've done wind before, but something wind.
The human horn.
Human
The human
horn.
flute, the man flute.
No, pass.
Trill.
Um,
Flute. Flute's
Flute,
fun.
whistle. What's another
Flute
word
toot.
for whistle, flute?
well, they're like a person who plays the flute is a flautist.
Or
Yeah,
a
but then
fifer.
a
Ooh,
fifer.
fifer. There you go. The
Fifer.
piper,
The Pied Piper.
the powerful pipist.
This blast. Air blaster.
How about the Master of Wind?
That's pretty
That's a really
good.
good one. We should do that.
I don't know. I keep coming back to toot. Toot.
Let's go with pipe. Piping.
Oh,
Pipist.
okay. So we didn't like the man flute, but what about the piccolo man, or the flute man, or the toot man, the tootman.
Tootman. Terry
The
Tootman.
the toot collar.
Apparently, warble is a cinnamon
Oh,
It's a
synonym.
synonym for it.
warbler. That's good. That's a
Warble.
Warbler.
name. I think a name for birds and like a person who sings in a
Warble
warbling tone.
of warbling.
Warbler. Boy, that's a fun word.
Oh, here we go. Human teapot. Or
Ooh. Okay.
yeah, you
I,
tracking?
I'm liking the direction.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know that human teapot quite does it.
Well, we have human popsicle before, so maybe like the teapot man.
Teapot. It doesn't have to.
I think man is like anything man or whatever. It just doesn't do it for me.
All
I
right,
feel
what if
like it.
we mush
How
it
about
together and make it teapotman?
how about just
The,
the teapot?
the teapot, just teapot.
What are those big steam whistle? I guess just whistle. That's not very fun.
Yeah.
The warbling teapot.
The
The weary
parbler.
warbler.
Weary warbler.
It's fun to say. Weary warbler.
The winning
No,
warbler.
no, the warbling warrior.
There you go.
Warbling warrior.
I like that direction.
That's pretty good. The warbling warrior.
Let's put that at the top of the list.
Well, let's go like cosmic with this, like the warbling
Warbling.
cosmos.
I don't know if that makes sense. The warble is a funny word.
I think isn't it
Warbling.
like it's like understood that like there is no sound out in space.
Sound the sound in space. That's pretty cool.
That's a funny thing to say. Warbling marble car.
That is a fun thing to say. We can make it like a tongue twister.
Warbling bear, but no.
Chirp.
Yeah, chirp. Ooh,
Chirp.
chirp.
The cheery chirper.
Cheery
Chirp.
chirper.
Chirp. Trill.
The chunky
Melodious.
chirper.
Something like good music on the first part, and then piper or warbler or something to do with like on key or melodic.
Melodious Warbler.
I do like that.
Melodious.
Melodious Warbler.
That sounds like sort of like it would be some like an old timey name that has a good cadence to it.
This here's the Melodious Warbler.
Yeah, like an old timey product, like a self playing a harpsichord or something like that.
Self playing.
Step right up, see the Melodious Warbler.
Here's Jack Spittoon with his Melodious Warbler. Don't stand too close and get your mustache stuck in it. Yeah.
I like it. I like Melodious Warbler.
I do like it's just very fun to say.
I'm fond of the warbling warrior. That one pleased me. Melodious Warbler.
If I had to vote, I would go Melodious Warbler over it.
Yeah. All right. It doesn't have that punch, but I guess we don't have to. We can have a soft landing, I guess.
You guys know what another synonym for this is? Doxologize.
Just doxologize. Doxologize.
Doxologizer.
Like the doctor of zoology.
I like the Melodious Warbler. I don't think I'm ever gonna get away from that one.
That's like I can't explain why, but that one feels right. It has like the whistling spirit.
Yeah.
All right, I vote Melodious Warbler.
All right, I will accept Melodious Melodious Wobbler.
Melodious Warbler. Step right up.
You guys have good old timey voices. You know that?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
I was born in the wrong century.
Oh, hey, do you know? I mean, Dan, maybe you knew this, but the Melodious Warbler is actually a bird.
Seriously?
Yeah, the Melodious Warbler is an old world warbler. There's that tongue twister we're talking about.
Old world warbler.
Old world warbler.
It breeds in Southwest Europe and Northwest Africa. It's migratory, heads to Africa, and it's just like a yellow finch with a mohawk, sort of.
I gotta Google this bird.
So bonus points if you incorporate the sounds of this bird into your song.
It's kind of an ugly bird.
Is it? All right, screw it then.
Well, we're not super easy to look at either.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
kind of just like brown and like an ugly puke yellow. That's
throwing rocks in glass houses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm all right with the Melodious Warbler.
I like it.
Okay, so we have the challenge, we have the metric, we have what else do we need? What do you guys think the forecast will be? I am a very good whistler, and I think I'm gonna pwn you guys.
I'm a really good whistler, and I think I'm gonna win.
Should we give him a little sample? What about? All right, Dan, let's hear it. Whistle for me, Dan.
Now.
Whistle pretty, Dan. Do it.
It's hard to whistle on cue
I
without
know,
smiling.
Made me all nervous. But that was if I only had a brain.
It's a weird thing to be intense about also.
Whistle. Whistle. Yeah, I can whistle.
Let's hear it. Are you whistling?
That's me.
Can you hear me?
That's fine. Did you hear me?
No, I didn't.
I didn't hear either of you.
Just blow in the microphone.
Can you hear this?
No.
Oh.
I must be, I think, peaking outside the range.
Can you hear that at all?
I don't hear anything.
We might have a problem here.
That'll take some tweaking. I'm gonna try to whistle at a lower register and see if that works.
I don't hear anything.
Dang, I got nothing. Nothing.
What is going on?
I don't know.
What is my?
Hey, I'm gonna try something here. You guys just stand here.
You get
this is my normal whistling voice or whatever.
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
I'm gonna try to whistle past my microphone and see if that does anything.
I pulled out my tin flute and I was trying to. What if I got like right up in there?
So weird.
All right,
Nothing?
It's like nothing. Like it doesn't even like do anything.
that's
Like no whistling allowed.
weird.
Weird.
All right, well, we'll
All right,
need to
that's a
figure
that's a
that out.
problem we'll have to
challenge.
solve.
Yeah, that's a me problem, not a you problem, I guess.
You guys
So.
gotta get better microphones. Apparently my
Man, you like
microphone.
if you could just hear how good my whistling was, it would have blown your
Yeah,
mind.
I want you guys to just imagine the greatest whistling you've ever heard times 2.
Whoa.
Imagine that scene from the Muppet movie, the new one.
I
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that as a metric for how good, like the best whistling possible. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I do
No.
not. I haven't seen it.
I was
Oh, you
thinking
need to watch
about
that immediately.
Malcolm in the Middle. His mom is a really good whistler.
There's a
Is she?
scene in the new Muppet movie where it's like on stage. There's the guy whistles, and it's actually Andrew Bird that recorded it. But it's jaw dropping how talented that guy is at whistling.
I actually watched a documentary about it was one of those like, weird competitions, and it was a whistling competition. And it showed like the best whistlers in the world, and they meet in like this small town in like a community center, and it's like the greatest whistlers in the world, and they're very impressive.
Yeah, I'm not even ashamed to say that I'm genuinely excited to try to improve my whistling.
All
I ain't scared to say it.
right. Yeah, well, you shouldn't be. All right, so we have our challenge, we have our metric, we have our honorific. Let's do this.
Hello. How are you? I am fine. What did you do today? I spent most of my afternoon editing a podcast. That's pretty good, I guess. Um, Thanks for listening to the show. We really appreciate it. You're all super great. And if you like what you're hearing, tell a friend about the show, and that'd be even cooler. And you're my best friend, and we're gonna go back to the show, and we'll see who whistles the best. Who do you think it is? Take a guess right now. Nope, that's not it. Guess again. Anyways, back to the show. Bye.
Welcome back to the Perpetual Incompetence podcast. As a reminder, we recorded the first part of the podcast 2 weeks ago, and since then we've been whistling away our days. Let's start by talking through our approaches on this challenge. Do you guys have any thoughts? How did you plan out your attack?
Yeah, I'd like to jump in here. So, my approach, I had big plans. I was going to listen to a bunch of whistling. I was going to watch a bunch of instructional videos on YouTube and whatnot, and maybe look up some how to whistle gooder. But in the end, I just kind of did a bunch of whistling. Just kind of whistled along. Just whistled to work, whistled on my way home from work, whistled while I was at home. Just whistled. And
will
I gotta.
say,
Yeah,
were
go
you guys
ahead.
disappointed by the lack of educational content on whistling online?
Like I said, I just was whistling away. I didn't try to force the issue.
I didn't really look up. I didn't look up too many instructions because I feel like I already know where my whistling skills were lacking. And I tried really hard to, because I have maybe like an octave that I'm pretty comfortable in, and I was trying really hard to push it a little higher or a little lower, and
Mhm.
that's what I spent a lot of time in. So like if you're listening to me practice, like not yodeling, whistling, I just try and go like like as low as I could go, and then as high as I could go. So it wasn't very exciting. And then I just went up and down the scales a bunch. I didn't whistle songs. I just sort of whistled
You did
notes.
like music practice.
Yeah, like if I was playing the guitar or something, I would be learning the scales. That's what I was trying to do, and just
Yeah,
get really
sure.
solid on them,
I
basically.
I did a little bit of that sort of practice myself as well. Just kind of did scales up and down because honestly, I got kind of sick of whistling the same songs over and over again. I've kind of determined my like personal repertoire that I know, like songs that I know the whole way through, is very limited. Yeah, so I was doing scales and stuff. Yeah.
I had a thought today, like maybe I should be trying to do scales, and then I was like, well, it's too late now, so I didn't do that. I just a lot of my focus was spent on trying to find the right song to whistle for my submission, and I don't know that I ended up on the right one because like last minute I'm like, nope, can't pull that off. Nope, can't pull that off. Nope, these are all bad. So we'll see how well I stuck the landing, but
I was trying to look up instructional videos on how to do the loud whistle,
mhm.
Yeah.
um, and I'll just say it right now. I did not achieve it. I don't. I think my mouth is shaped weird. I have like a really big, like, um, exaggerated underbite. I can't touch my front teeth together. There's like a whole centimeter in the way. I'm like
Hmm.
Popeye. So I think I might that might be an impossible thing for me because everybody I saw doing it had a overbite.
You know,
Hmm.
so I also that I take it back. I did look up some stuff on whistling, and it was for how to do that, where you stick your fingers in your mouth and whistle really loud. And I determined it's impossible. But I watched this video. It was on YouTube. It was whilst I was down the Y hole looking up how to whistle loud, and I stumbled into this video about these like Spanish sheep farmers that make these little whistles that you stick in your mouth, and they're made out of stone. They like carve the stone out
Hmm.
themselves, and anyway, I think the I was looking at like how they made it. It's like it's just a little flat stone. They hollow out like a chamber, and then they do a hole on the top and the bottom, and then it like that makes it work. And I think that is sort of the idea. So, uh, yeah, like that's kind of what you want to make your mouth do when you do that. But I could not get it to
Mm.
work. So
After numerous video like watches, um, I watched a bunch of videos on like on how to do like the kind of like the light warbling and the vibrato because I was trying to like get that better. I didn't really succeed that much, but like I just tried to like there's a number of different whistling techniques that I had no idea about. But in my pursuit there, I was able to get the loud whistle out a couple times,
nice.
but I wouldn't say that I could do it on command. Like if I was in dire need of like flagging a taxi, I would probably not be able to do it. I would just like get a lot of like slobber on my fingers and then
Yeah.
call one on my phone or something. So I did get a couple, and the kid said it sounded like a train whistle, so I'll take that. Not
Hey,
not volume, just like the tenor of it.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah,
that's a cool kind of sound to make with your mouth.
it is, and that's like one of the things I noticed in this challenge is that there are so many interesting noises that people can make with their face.
Yeah,
They're like like the bird calls that people do, and just
yeah.
the different
Yeah.
types of whistling and the like the different like the just if you watch like the high level whistlers and when they do like their competitions, it's crazy how like Flight of the Bumblebee and stuff like that, just whistling.
Yeah.
I thought whistling was just kind of a simple thing. It's like learning an instrument or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
learning how to sing. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot to it. There is a deep depth to learning how to whistle good.
Yeah. That's a
So we can just barely scratch the surface in 2 weeks,
well,
like,
and
Yeah.
here's
learn to
some
play the guitar in 2 weeks.
I mean,
well,
the guitar is easier because a whistle, you have to just control your mouth in different shapes to make the right pitch. Like a guitar, you just put your finger on the fret and it makes the right note.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whistling is harder.
Well, and like, so I noticed this especially when I was trying to record it, and I was like, man, it's really hard to like actually hit the right note that I'm trying to do. And
Right.
I was like, this is just as hard as singing, I think.
I think harder. I think it's worse.
I think it is
Because like
harder because, like, singing is just talking with, like, an elevated voice.
Right. Well, I mean,
And
like,
I talk all the time.
yeah, you're talking all the time. You're controlling your pitch and volume, and like, you're not singing all the time, but it's a thing that you're doing constantly. Like whistling, you're only ever consciously whistling, and even then, I'm usually not like whistling with the music, so I don't know if I'm on key or not.
Yeah.
So I honestly think that whistling is like one of the hardest musical things you can do,
To
and if
to
you can do it on pitch, that's amazing.
yeah, to be good at it anyway is very difficult.
Yeah.
You just
Some
got
people
Overall,
can't
I'd
even
say
whistle at all.
Yeah, that's true.
that's true. I will say, after the second night of this challenge, I was of course watching a bunch of videos, and the kids were interested because they struggle to whistle. So that night we were like just sitting around my computer watching whistling videos, and all of my kids were like trying to whistle.
Yeah.
And Ada does this thing where she makes like a whistling face, but she like just kind of like does like a light squeak, and she calls that whistling.
Yeah.
And that's allowed, I guess. Um, but then that night after we put the kids to bed, Holly and I were downstairs. We're gonna watch a show or whatever, and I could hear just like little whistling attempts through the floors. So after we put them to bed, they were still trying to whistle, and I found that very adorable.
I taught Finn, my oldest son, I taught him how to whistle when he was like 4 years old. He figured it out, and he could actually do it when he was like still like toddling about, but he kind of forgot how to do it. But then yeah, he figured it out. So Finn can whistle. None of my other kids can, but
Good for him.
yeah. So it is
Holly was trying
possible.
to get. She was spending a lot of time trying to get the like finger loud whistle thing, and I don't know. She was very close, but I don't know if she got there or not. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun thing to unite around.
Some challenges that I noticed when I was doing this. I think the main one. So like I said, I spent a lot of time just kind of whistling, and I was like, oh, this is sounding pretty good. I'm doing pretty good here. And then I went to record myself, and I took many takes because am not nearly as good as I thought I was, and that I think is universally true whenever you start recording yourself making
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Well, it's like you singing in the shower and you think you're really good, and then you sing in front
Yeah.
of other people and realize, "Oh, no.
Oh no. This
Oh,
is
no."
not good. Yeah.
One thing that I found while trying to do the recording was that I just like my song is about a minute long or something like that. And like halfway through, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm out of breath. Like it's hard to do this consistently.
Yeah.
So breath work was a challenge for me. I know you can breathe in and whistle at the same time, but I also while recording, like the microphone would pick up my breathing, so that's a challenge too.
Yeah.
It was hard to do.
That's the breathing thing. That's a real thing. I also there's several. I broke mine in because I did a song, and so like I broke mine into a few parts so that I could actually do a halfway decent job. And there's a few where like I had to cut the take because it was like and then start blowing. Yeah. So yeah, that I'm not as good as I thought I was, but I'm better than I was 2 weeks ago. So there.
I mean, yeah, same for me, but only marginally, I think. I think this is
I'm not
something that's really hard to improve.
I'm not sure I'm any better, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I
that could be
tried,
true.
but
I definitely I can see a difference from where I started because I think it comes down to that focused practice thing. It's like if
Yeah.
you I don't know, my frame of reference is guitar, but if I sit there and I practice a scale until it just doesn't make any sense what I'm trying to do, my fingers just don't work. And I'm like, I'm terrible, I'll never get this. And then the next day you pick it up again and you're like, oh, I'm amazing. I'm the best
Yeah.
guitar player ever. And it
Sure.
was I was noticing the same thing with the whistling. Although, so I did my recording today, and as I was whistling, I was noticing that my lips were getting sore because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bottom lip was, like, trembling. It's like, I think, like,
yeah,
if you you're, like, flexing it.
yeah.
I got weak lips.
There's a video on YouTube of like this world famous world champion whistler or whatever, and he's teaching you like how to be good at whistling. And that's basically the thing he says is that you have to spend a whole bunch of time just like scrunching your face up and down to build the muscles in your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. I wonder if that would make, like, your voice sound different if, like, you had muscular lips.
Well, it's kind of like people that can sing really well tend to have like a better voice, kind of like more in control of their voice. They don't sound like a
Yeah.
wheezing gas bag like me.
Well, it's just like, I mean, the difference between like just a pop singer or like a regular singer and then an opera singer, people that have to sing and project.
Yeah.
Like opera singers are loud.
Yes.
They're very talented, but they can be extraordinarily loud. So I don't know, maybe there is something to that. The training the voice, and I don't know. There's something there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So let's get into it. How did you guys meet the challenge?
Head on.
Poorly.
Not really. I think I feel like I thought I could just whistle a lot and it would make a difference, but I don't know. For me, it didn't seem I did my recording today as well, and I don't know. I feel like it was the same as if I had done it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I spent some time yesterday trying to put together my thing, and then it was like last night I was like, all right, well this is what I can do. This is the best. And then I listened to it today, and I'm like, that is not acceptable. So then I redid it today, like an hour ago or something like that, and I think it's marginally better than it was before, but it's still because you have like, I know how to do music. I know what music is, but like just having to do it with your lips and your voice or your whistling, and it just ruins songs. I had like a similar yodeling experience where like I can do the layering in the music and that sort of thing, but gosh, once you put vocals into it and like bad vocals, it just starts to make it real hard to listen to.
Yes. Yes. Uh, so yeah, my approach was a little different. I made a full on song with drums and guitar and whistling and some synth, you know.
Nice.
So I'm quite happy with it. Whistling might be terrible, but my backing track is straight funky, and I'm very happy with it. So
See, I went down a similar path where I was like, I'm gonna make a cool song, then I'm gonna whistle over it, and then when listening back to it, I was like, oh, the song is cool, but like, it's like I don't know, like painting a really pretty picture and then just like splattering chalk dust or something on it. I don't know, like the
it's
the
like this.
incongruity of it made me like
Well,
made it hard
okay.
to listen to.
Let's not talk. Let's listen to them.
All right.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
Well, let's see. Mike, you explained yours first.
All right. We can do that.
So
Go ahead. Mine is under Mike's Melodious Warbler, and it's
okay.
about 3 minutes long.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
All
Oh,
right.
geez.
Yeah,
Okay, you made
it's
like
a song.
whole
It's a song. I told
Okay.
you. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's
Starting now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you
That
absolutely
was
crushed me.
that was an experience. Wow.
That was like that
And
was
the
super good.
birds are because the Melodious Warbler is a bird, right? Am I right on that?
Well, it's also just because I was quite happy with my bird noises, so I wanted to include them. There's also one point in there where I tried to break your eardrums just to show you my range.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
heard
say when
that.
you went super high, that was very I can't go that high. How did you do that?
That's actually
You
Yeah.
like
so that's that I that is not something I did before. I'm actually kicking into another harmonic of my like voice, or not my voice, my whistle. So it's like you push the air so it hits a different harmonic of the air chamber that you're making. So it kind of,
oh dang.
yeah.
Oh.
So
I got a little bit of that like on the lower register. I could do this like a second harmonic.
yeah.
Not in any way that's good, but yeah, it's weird. All right, Mike, that was really good.
That's pretty groovy for
Thank you.
bass line there. I like
Right?
that.
I was like, I like that, like the little background jam, and like it's got like a really funky thing on the guitar. Anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was happy with it, but I was kind of off key a few times, but I'm happy with it. It was good.
Man, if you think that's off key, wait till you hear mine. Jeez.
Uh,
This is like oh man.
do you wanna do yours,
Yeah,
Travis?
let's do mine. Let's get this out of the way.
Okay.
All right, you guys going?
Yeah.
Let me
What do you want to talk
yeah,
about it
Or
there's
first?
do you wanna introduce it?
I don't know. There's so I didn't even consider just doing like a riff and like kind of freestyling. That was probably a good call. I tried to cover a song. Um and that probably didn't work out in my favor. Anyway,
Well,
you
if Mike riffing means that he didn't have to hit specific notes, he could just hit whatever note sounded good.
You are
you could play
You're
jazz.
100% correct, and that is why I did that, because I tried recording myself doing a few songs and they did not go well.
Yeah, and I will say in my defense, this take is basically one full take straight through, which I don't know if you took multiple goes at it
I
or
did
not,
do
Mike, but
multiple, so
yeah, I tried to do just like one clean, like one replication of what I could do in person. So to factor that in in terms of quality, yeah,
All
you'll
right.
get a feel for what I feel about this song in the last second of it, how I feel about it.
Okay.
all
All
right.
right,
All
starting
right,
now.
listening to it now.
Listen to Travie Warbles.
I love that.
That was I enjoyed it thoroughly. Tell you that much.
The story is, you know, there's a pirate in a little wooden boat, and then he gets run over by a sea tanker at the end or something. A freight hauler just sinks him.
That's great. Yeah. The
Whistling's hard, guys. That's in my defense.
Oh, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, mine's pretty much the same.
no, I mean, I wasn't. I mean, the whistling wasn't. I mean, maybe the not world class, but it wasn't bad. I've heard worse.
Are
And
you world class, Mike? Is that what you're claiming?
well, I didn't say it, but you did.
I mean, if you were to play Mike's song in a movie with like one of those like a an interstitial where there's like pastel floating like a kind of a I don't know, not a disco, but like you know those things where like there's like the swirling backgrounds and colors and like I guess a trip in a movie, and you played Mike's song behind it, that would fit right in. I wouldn't even question
I'm
it.
gonna take that as a compliment. But
Yeah,
no,
that's
did you
really
do
good.
you did all the background stuff yourself, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
I mean I arranged it and stuff like that, but I started with a MIDI for the the lead part,
Oh, okay.
and then I built around it.
Gotcha.
So there were more parts, but like I said, I the rest of the song was good, but my whistling was terrible, so I had to like strip it away until it was I don't know,
It
it
was
was
just the
okay.
whistling.
Yeah. Let's
I
move
thought it was
on.
perfect, honestly.
I liked it. It's like,
Well,
What-
yeah.
you guys put more effort into it. I just played my ukulele and whistled along.
I think that's a better demonstration of your talent, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
And
All right.
I don't have much to say about it except it's almost St. Patrick's Day, and this was sort of with that in mind.
Okay.
Did you do wait before? Can I guess it?
Yeah,
Did you do Mountain Dew?
I did. Yeah.
That was my backup. I couldn't whistle fast enough, and I was like, it would be a real flex to whistle the Mountain Dew with two Irish guys in the
Well, we'll
closet.
call it. You can call it a flex, but we'll see
I
how
was
it
actually going to do Danny Boy, oh Danny Boy. That was one of the ones that I determined I was incapable of doing. So,
You've got really good vibrato. You probably could have pulled it off.
yeah, you say that, but you didn't hear it. So,
Fair enough. All right, gonna listen to dance
all right,
now.
listening now.
Nice. I was wondering if you're gonna speed it up.
Yes. Again, the both of your guys were like they're very what's the word? Like kind of folky. I enjoyed them in kind of that sort of like
They're simple. They're
yeah.
that's such a backhanded compliment.
Well, we
but
can't all put. We didn't all put reverb on our whistles.
You should have though, because it makes it sound so much better.
It does.
it did sound really good.
I could do it. I could take it off there quick. You guys want to hang around for 5
No,
minutes?
I trust you. I think I know which way I would vote on this one. I mean, Dan, yours is really good. Yours is better than mine for sure. You're better
I
on
don't know. I think I
tune,
like
and
Travis's
you have
better.
less. I don't know. Dan has less breathing noise, and he doesn't like. I had a couple notes where I just like started off wavery because I was low on breath. I was like having to like conserve air, and like so I didn't like hit notes right. So I think I'm in last on this one, but I think Mike is in first.
I don't know.
in
I
my
don't
Well,
know.
we don't vote for last. We vote for the best.
Well, I'm putting myself there.
Everyone else is in last.
Well, I don't know. Because you guys both did just you recorded yourself straight through. I did mine in several takes, so like I got the best version of each like little part. So I don't know if that's cheating or not. So
This is hard because yours is heavily edited,
yeah,
but it's I will say you have the best song, but it's also very heavily edited,
But-
which makes
Yeah.
me second guess if it's the best song. You know what I mean?
Well-
Like where's your artistic
I,
integrity here? You know?
I don't know
You're
if that.
a low integrity whistler.
I don't know. Well, okay.
This guy's a fraud.
Here's what I would say though.
Poser.
All that being said, that may be true, but I think my whistling was a little better than your guys's.
I think so. I mean, Dan, I think you did really good, much better than mine.
You don't need to make me feel good. It's fine.
I mean, you
I
did.
think honestly, Mike going from that low to the really, really high was very impressive.
And I did that in one take. That one is Yeah, I did do that one, just the one.
And he also had some pretty good little vibratos in there. I tried to do it. I couldn't really nail the vibrato.
Yeah, I can't pull that like really balanced and smooth vibrato. I just couldn't do it. I like watched a bunch of videos and they always like, you just gotta like, say who and just like you put your tongue into the airflow. I'm like, that just like changes the pitch entirely for me.
Yeah.
So I don't have the control to do it.
Yeah, it's
So
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I've gained in these last 2 weeks because I was kind of able to do that. I think I just got slightly better at it because I was able to do that before, kind of. So I don't know. But
Did you guys watch the video of the guy who can do 2 different tones at the same time when he whistles?
I've seen
Yeah.
some people doing that. I can do it where you
That's
hum and whistle at the same time.
Yeah, same.
Like
creepy.
yeah.
That technique is one. The only reason that I know how to do that is because you do that when duck calling.
Okay.
That hum, it gives it more of a rasp on the bottom. So maybe next year, next season, maybe we'll try like Mongolian throat singing or something, because that's basically what that is, the bitonal singing.
Yeah.
That's no joke. Been on my list of suggestions that I haven't suggested yet.
Let's do it next. You know?
We need some synthwave Mongolian throat singing.
Oh man,
I think that'd be cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
But yeah,
All right,
for this
yeah.
episode, I think I would. I think I would vote for Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you got this one.
Yay! Yay!
I would really wanted the Melodious Warbler. It's such a cool name.
Can't have it. It's mine. I take it.
You earned it.
Cool. So the question remains: do you guys think this is worthwhile?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Scale 1 to 10.
Oh, I forgot we were doing it that way. I guess I would say, I think so. I think a 7 for this one. I feel a lot of them are probably going to be a 7. But my reasoning is it's nice having an instrument that you can take with you anywhere.
Yeah.
So by improving that, you can just bring a little bit of joy. And you like a lot of people hate hearing people whistle, so that's not ideal. But some people like to hear it, and you can make music wherever you are.
I
Also,
think people don't like it because most people aren't as good as we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
as you guys are, yeah. The other thing I was going to say is I think there's something, I don't know if it's psychological or biological, but when I took the time, like, because I had to whistle, I had to like try to get better at it. I forced myself to whistle after work or whatever, and I think that the act of whistling sort of put me in a better mood.
Yeah.
I think it's just like when
Oh.
you whistle, you are happy when you whistle. So when you whistle, you become happy slightly.
I think
Whoa.
that's true. I agree 100%. I would put this also. I'm gonna say a 7 as well, Travis. But like, cause it's not like earth-shatteringly good, but I think a little whistling it just puts you in a good mood. It's like just a little toot here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I give it a 7. I'll give it a 6. I feel like it's something it's worthwhile, but it's not life-changing.
Well, I think part of the reason that I bring it up to a 7 is because it's accessible,
Mm.
So
It's not like you're not going to have to put yourself out to learn how to whistle. You
Yeah.
just have to sort of do it while you're doing literally almost anything except maybe talking.
I would even say that if you can't currently whistle, you should embark on the path of learning to whistle because it will require humility and like a tolerance for yourself looking like an idiot. Like learning to whistle is one of the most like humbling things you can do because you look so silly and the sound you're just like blowing air out of your face until you get sound to come out.
I don't know if it's as humbling as yodeling though.
Nah, well, yeah, I don't know.
I think it is because yodeling you have some sound no matter what. Whistling, you're just blowing air trying to get like any sort of pitch.
One thing though, if you have a dog, your dog is going to be very confused while you're practicing whistling.
That's true.
Like, should I come? What do you want? What do you want from me? That's what my dog kept saying to me while I was whistling.
Now presenting the Melodious Warbler, Mike Collins.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks, Dan. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Yeah, I think you guys should pick up whistling if you don't already. Like we said, I think it just puts you in a good mood, and it's nice to have an instrument that you can just carry around with you wherever you go. And, you know, you can whistle while you're doing something miserable, and it kind of takes that edge off, I think. So, yeah, just give a toot.
You did great. Next time on Perpetual Incompetence. The 90s were so, like, optimistic and everything. Everyone always talks about how optimistic we were. You know what we had in the 90s?
Minesweeper.
We had Minesweeper, yeah. Also, next time on Perpetual Incompetence. I think we should all try to get the best Irish accents